Good morning. Thank you for being here on a always an exciting time, and we are congratulating two leaders of joining our administration and being able to shine with the gifts that they have. When I talk a little bit about Director Farrell and Director McIntyre, I have notes I'm going to say individually, so let me say something collectively about them right now. Congratulations on being confirmed. Congratulations on living a life of service, both of you. I'm going to individualize it in a second, but I want to say that this is real tough work that we have to do. That there's, as you know, there's no manual that said, okay, lead a department this way. Look for this kind of talent and with whom you'd like to work with. There's no manual in my job. And so what you do is what you've already done for the last several months. You do the research. You talk, you listen. You roll up your sleeve and you do the hard work, and you lead with your values, both of whom I know, both of you I know, you have solid values, and that in your respective disciplines will do us well as a city. So the run of the show will be, I'm going to start with Director Farrell first, and then I'm going to move to Director McIntyre. Someone would want to say why we chose that order. This is why we chose, no, I'm not going to go down there. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say that. But let me start off with, if I may, with Jessyn Farrell. I have a few notes here, and I'm always known to stay exactly on script, so I'm going to do that. We have a tested leader who will work to build public consensus on our most challenging issues related to the environment. Housing policies, construction, transportation, all of which affect our planet, affect our water, affect our air. Her style of leadership, many would say, is that of a collaborator. To her core, she centers marginalized voices, people who are not heard or who are speaked over by those that speak too loudly, perhaps too passionately, always making sure she pulls people into the conversation. A little bit about her work history that people do not know. Jessyn's career has, I'm going to call you Jessyn, so I personalize it. Jessyn's career has spanned the public, private, and nonprofit and philanthropic sectors, serving as a senior vice president at Civic Ventures and executive director of Transportation Choices. We all know she was a well-respected state legislator, having been serving in elected office representing North Seattle, and she successfully sponsored groundbreaking legislation on oil-by-rail safety and bringing affordable housing near transit centers. Personally, Jessyn brought a unified vision to the Office of Sustainability and Environment and the work that she does. She is undertaking a comprehensive assessment of the office's operations while consulting with experts and advocates to inform her work, her policy decisions, and how they implement them. She's focused on expanding healthy food access, reducing the carbon footprint on our city buildings, uplifting and empowering communities, looking at environmental injustice. She's prepared to push the envelope and the bureaucracy. That's very important. Push the envelope and the bureaucracy to advance winning solutions on climate. And again, this is not easy work. Sometimes it's not work you can see overnight. We can't solve this overnight. So we have to look at the sustainability of our solutions. We asked people about her. Now, what is this Jessyn Farrell all about? Show us her, the bad side as well. We don't just all want to talk about her virtues. So this is the bad side we heard about Jessyn. Do I have your attention? She's talented and approachable as a change agent. She maintains a bias toward action. And she is undaunted and fearless in the face of challenge. Unfortunately, we couldn't find any bad stuff. Maybe we just talked to the wrong people. Since she's been serving as an interim director, she's demonstrated that she's prepared to implement a pioneering climate agenda. And we've been going over her agenda. And yes, it is pioneering, and it's very challenging, it's very aggressive, but it's the right thing to do. So without further ado, I want to close by saying, let's address the elephant in the room. No, there's no elephant in the room. I always just say stuff to make sure you're paying attention to me. I'm just so proud when Jessyn and I actually ran against each other. We became friends, and I listened to her intently. And I would always say, man, I learned from some people even in running for office. And so I will continue to follow her lead on climate policies, follow her style on how she collaborates, and she is just a treasure to have as part of the city of Seattle. And I believe who will be performing the oath of office is her father, Tony Stallcup. Am I saying it right, yes. Tony? I'm going to call you Mr. Stallcup. Mr. Stallcup will do the oath of office, and thank you for being here as well. So, should we do that now? Okay, let's do it. Oh, you're going to say a few words first, I think.
I think at the end? Yes.
Okay. She said, her oath, then words.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Jessyn. If you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jessyn Farrell,
I, Jessyn Farrell,
swear or affirm
swear
that I possess
that I possess
all of the qualifications prescribed
all of the qualifications prescribed
in the Seattle City Charter
in the Seattle City Charter
and the Seattle Municipal Code
and the Seattle Municipal Code
for the position of
the
Director of the Office of Sustainability and Environment.
the Director of the Office of Sustainability and Environment.
That I will support
That I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Seattle.
of the City of Seattle.
And that I will faithfully conduct myself
And that I will faithfully conduct myself
as the Director of the Office of Sustainability and Environment.
as the Director of the Office of Sustainability and Environment.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now
Okay.
I'd like to invite your father up to affix the city pin.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. It is such an honor and privilege to be here. I would like to start by saying such an enormous and warm thank you to Mayor Harrell for this wonderful privilege of getting to serve the city of Seattle in this way. And I'm just going to give him a round of applause because we get to do that. And I would love to thank the City Council for confirming me. I'm looking forward to working with the Council. I would love to thank Chief Equity Officer Adiam Emery for being such a wonderful supporter and sponsor in the Mayor's office. I am so looking forward to doing big things with my colleagues and with her. And I would love to thank the wonderful staff at OSE. Sometimes you walk into a job that has such a tremendous team spirit and such a tremendous sense of passion and unity, and I've walked into that position. And so I'm so grateful to Michelle Caulfield, who is here today, the Deputy Director, and all of the other wonderful staff. And so I am so excited and honored and privileged to get to work to create a city that is truly healthy and resilient and sustainable for every single person who lives here, in the service of advancing racial and economic and social justice. And the great news is that there's already so much great work happening at OSE to do that. Our food access program, we are launching our new food action plan. We are continuing our work to further culturally relevant and healthy food in schools. And I'm really looking forward to working with our FreshBucks team to expand access to healthy, fresh food for every single person who lives in our city. We are also doing such great place-based work to promote a healthy and resilient city. Our Duwamish Valley work, which is really community-driven, to address the deep systemic and racial inequities that exist particularly in that community, and looking forward to continuing to build trust with community members while implementing the Duwamish Valley Action Plan. And of course, everyone is focused on trees. I'm looking forward to expanding our tree canopy, expanding tree equity, and making sure that trees are a really important part of our city strategy around creating a resilient, climate-conscious city. And then finally, our climate justice work. As we know, it is go time on climate. The hour is very late. We have tarried, and there is a lot of work to do. And I am really looking forward to working with the mayor to achieve a One Seattle vision of climate justice, where we are creating a green, equitable economy that is truly about addressing the crisis in intergenerational wealth in our city and using this opportunity to close that gap and build wealth. I'm looking forward to a just transition from fossil fuels. We have to decarbonize ourselves, buildings, transportation, waste. We know how to do these things. That is the good news. And we need to scale up our efforts. And finally, making sure that while climate change is upon us, every single person in our city has safe, clean air to breathe, is safe from flooding, is safe from heat events. And so I'm looking forward to working across departments with community members to really get to a place where we have made our climate commitments. And the mayor's leadership on this issue is tremendous, and I am so grateful once again for this opportunity. So thank you to you all, and thank you to the great folks in this city.
Well, it should be abundantly clear we have the right leader in the right space on climate change. And again, this is work that it's not as though there's a final destination next week or the week after. It's work that you have to feel right here, saving our planet, our air that we breathe, the water that we drink, and we have the right person in the right spot.